What's up, everyone? Sag here, and this is how I officially became the best Star Pack player in the world for the test server, at least for now. So, very recently, there was a tournament run by Infernal Owl for the test server Star Pack just to see how it sort of fares. And honestly, I didn't think I would have a chance at all. This was my first time playing versus with the Star Pack. I'd played a few arena games, but not even this iteration. Like there was some new stuff that I'd never even seen before. So I honestly didn't think I'd have a chance at all. But it was double elimination. So you play through. If you lose once, then you go into losers bracket, and then you fight through losers bracket. Eventually, if you do make it to the end, then you have to fight the winner of winners bracket. So it is extremely hard if you lose, because you have to beat the winner, essentially who went undefeated. You have to beat them in 2 sets twice in a row. That was probably like a double negative, but you know what I mean. Everything was best of 3. It was a single day tournament, so it was kind of grueling. We were essentially playing for 8 to 10 hours, I would say. And it was difficult. We had some heavy hitters in here. We had people who had practiced a ton already. Monkey, Knob, Tangle, Anon, Agent Cord. There was some heavy hitters in here. Lightmare Kutarba. Even Owl was in it, even though he got out round 1. Shout out to him for running it, though. It was really, really cool. And I had some amazing games that I want to show you here. So let's jump into this first one. It was against Knob. So my first match that I had to play against, we'll go forward a little bit. I guess actually, no, let's look at the pets and I'll sort of just say what I did. So I first had to go against Edub in the first round. We essentially didn't know what we were doing at all. So it was kind of up in the air on who was going to win. I did eventually win 2-0, sort of by luck. I think, so what I have figured out from the pack thus far is that Mantis Spino is like absolutely unreal. If you're able to get those two, because especially with Mantis being hurt now, so you can hurt pets essentially, and when they faint, you get their hurt triggers. So it works with stuff like Triceratops, Piranha. At least you have a couple more targets for it. Anteater is probably like always your best bet. And then I immediately had to go against Knob, who is already just one of the best players in the game. And he high rolled all over my ass. I'm just kidding. He played super well. I would say we both played really well. If you're not able to get like the Mantis line, there is one other really, really broken line, and that's with Elk. So if you're able to like tempo out, keep tempo up with like Anteater and stuff like Pug, Leech, Tuna actually works pretty well, but Elk, end turn, increase sell value of 1 random self-friend by 1 gold for each of their level. So essentially what I did every single game was try to get a level 3 Kiwi, Marmoset, Frog, or Mouse, and then hold them until I got Elk, and basically just spam as many Elks as I can, build up the gold of Marmoset, Kiwi. Bass is also insane for this because you give 1 experience to a level 2 self-friend, essentially making it where you can get a level 3 self-friend like super quickly. Capybara is also a self-friend now, so that works with it too. If you didn't have one of the tier 1s, you could always use Cappy. And then they essentially act as a goldfish. And then on turn 9, you want to lotto as much as you can. Try to hit Alpaca, and you can actually chain alpacas. They work together now. So you play 2 alpacas, they level each other up, and then you just try to get Spino, you try to get Sabretooth, Orca, Piranha, like Velociraptor's insane, Real Velociraptor. All the tier 6s are really, really strong, not Ostrich. They're incredibly powerful, and you can like sell a Marmoset or whatever for like 24 gold, and that actually happened to me in quite a few games. I say quite a few, it probably happened in like 3 or 4, which is still more than you'd probably think. Going over all these, but yeah, I lost to Knob. He just played super, super well. It was really hard to deal with, but this was one of the games that I had. It was absolutely incredible. Let's go up to turn 3 here. So this was a really cool thing. So if you have Leech, of course, in turn deal 1 damage. You put a strawberry on it. You hit Kiwi. Kiwis on hurt and sale give 1 random strawberry friend +2 attack. So every turn your Leech gets +2/+1, which is a really nice thing that you can actually work with here. And we draw. There's so many draws in this pack. It's like actually pretty absurd. Let's jump forward a little bit more. Again, my game plan, go for a level 3 Cell Friend. Yeah, let's go up to turn 7 here, because I actually did get my Elk and everything. Normally, you want to level into it on turn 5 if you can. Don't even have my level 2 Kiwi, but I do have level 2 Capybara. Honestly, I probably could have just gotten rid of Kiwi and ran 2 Elks. Could have been better for me. Because this is weird. This was, like, I'm still learning the pack. This is only my 2nd set. I've never played. And yeah, now it's hitting Kiwi. I would have rather just gotten rid of Kiwi, and it only hit Capybara. Nob has played a little bit of the pack. He and Monkey practiced it up a bit, but again, that was a while ago. Probably not even this iteration, so... It was a bit weird for all of us playing. Of course, like, if you're just good at the game, you kind of have, like, that game sense, that game knowledge. I level up here on turn 8, which was just bad. I think I should have saved it for next turn. I hadn't really, like, figured out exactly what I needed to do yet. And here, level 2 Leech actually deals 2 damage, so I accidentally killed my Kiwi that was worth, like, 6 gold or something. Super bad of me to do. So just another big mistake. We're able to barely draw here again. There's so many draws. Probably could have won that round, actually, if I didn't kill my Kiwi. We level up here. We get Velociraptor, which is really, really strong. I see Mantis, and that's like the first thing I want to do is get it in. It's nice that Cappy's a cell pet. I'm able to leech Triceratops, which is just super good. I essentially should just get rid of Elk here, too. Like, Elk doesn't really matter anymore. I used it a little bit, not really that much. Let's skip forward a little bit here. This is a extremely long game. This is one of the longest games I'd ever had. So we get level 2 Mantis turn 11. We get into Spino. Spino's pretty weak now. It's only a 4/4. And it's also when Friend Feints give +2/+3. Some people think that's stronger, but normally when it comes to summons, you want more attack. But this is a slightly different with Friend Feint. I think Hawk is, like, incredibly strong in the pack. There's so many, or a lot of the pets have, like, really, really low health, so Hawk just ends up being super strong. I mean, he's got, like, the same setup. He's essentially turns ahead of me, so it's really, really difficult. He already has level 2 Spino turn 11. Gonna be really hard to deal with. Let's go, let's skip, like, look at this. We just keep, like, tying with each other over and over again. This is probably one of the coolest interactions that I figured out during it. Nob, like, he's just turns ahead of me. He's already done it. You can turn your Mantis into a Mimic Octopus. So you roll 3 times, and then since Mantis will feint Ammonite in the shop, transform the frontmost friend into a Mimic Octopus with 1 XP for every 3rd roll. So he already got his, and it's insane because it just takes out my Pepper unit every single time. I turned this one into a Mimic Octopus instead for the round. And unfortunately, I lose. So I'm at 1 life. He's at 4. It's turn 16. But here, it feints. And then, boom. You instantly get a Mimic Octopus with Pepper. 50-50. Like, the whole 9 yards. It's so good. So incredibly strong. Unfortunately, you can't feint any more things. But I think this, like, is just so good. It stops, like, any Pepper units they want. Popping a lot of peppers is just really, really strong. I pull up a Piranha here thinking, like, more attack might help me. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's sort of desperation time at this point. I kind of just have to hope that I don't lose. And now we both have essentially the same boards. He's got a huge level 3 jellyfish, though, which is pretty hard to deal with. Sabertooth spawns mammoths now, which is really, really strong for Spino. There was a lot of games, like, what ended up happening is I would essentially always go for Spino, Sabertooth, a Mantis if I could, Pug was always really strong, but the real kicker is Alpaca. Like, if you can get your level 2 Sabertooth with level 2 Alpaca, you get level 2 Mammoths out of Sabertooth, which is just, like, absolutely insane. So we tie for, we just keep tying more and more rounds. I donkey for one turn to get one more win, but at that point, like, what am I going to keep doing? Let's go to turn 21. So yeah, I ended up moving that. He's just like stacking up Sabertooth now to get more mammoths out of it. And like, what am I looking for? I don't know. I'd have to buy like more popcorns. I probably should have bought popcorn on Mantis. Maybe I could have gotten like Sabertooth out of that. Could have gotten Orca out of that. It was all just really tough to say. But I ended up buying Orca here. And his team is just absolutely goated. He has level 3 Sabertooth being built up by Leech. He's got this in the back to protect from Donkey, and he's just got popcorn on everything, so it makes a lot of sense. I get Tapir, which is cool, but 12, 18 Mammoths coming out of there. Buff the whole team up. And I think, honestly, we could have kept going, but the sad part is that the popcorn out of here summons a Stork, which he is able to get a new pet out of. And I did take him down to 2 life, so it was pretty close there. So that game was absolutely insane for the beginning of the tournament. Let's go to one of my other favorite games. So I mean, as you can see here, like, I was either trying to tempo out with like Leech stuff. Leech Tuna was always a really good way to tempo. Pug Clownfish was actually really good. If not, then I always went into the Cell Pet variety with Mantis Spino. Where was it? We played against Fluffo a bit here. I think I won these 2 games. I lost this one against Tangle. This game is insane. Like, absolutely incredible. So we'll start on turn 6 here. I already have my level 3 mouse. I was able to level up into elk. I actually kind of like this food that they have here. Seaweed, give 1 pet seaweed perk, transform into a sea urchin. So with this sort of deal that we're trying, if you didn't put a strawberry on your level 3 unit, which I did sometimes, because actually getting Sparrow, friendly pets with strawberries take 10 less damage once. Essentially, you had like a baby melon, and if your biggest pet was this level 3 cell pet, it actually made a lot of sense to do it. If I didn't do that, though, then I would put seaweed on it, because then I get a level 3 sea urchin, which is just like super good, especially with stuff like Anteater. So turn it in, reduce all that health, and essentially all I want to do now is greed. Like, I'm going to greed as hard as I can to get as much gold on this mouse so I can eventually sell it on turn 9 and just go absolute ape shit. So let's skip here. Let's skip here to turn 9. You see a little bit there. So we're on turn 9. It only sells for 12 gold, which isn't even that much. It's only 12? Like, I had turn 9 where I was selling mouse for like 20 gold or something. So we level up here into the best pet. You want Alpaca the most. And then boom, we get a Spino here. So I'm like, wow, this is just the shit. I already have, like, especially already having level 2 Anteater is absolutely insane. Boom, Cell Mouse. I have 16 gold now to work with turn 9, plus the 10 I already started with. We get Spino in here, beautiful. Let me buy my apple. Getting this to above 8 health is, like, mandatory, because if you are caught lacking, people with Hawk will just absolutely fuck all over you. So we're able to get a Mantis here, which is absolutely perfect for Spino, especially turn 9. And also, now that Chocolate's in the pack, I mean, you can just keep rolling, and you'll eventually find a Chocolate, right? And that's what we do. We keep rolling. Boom, we got a Chocolate. Let's go for Spino. And we hit another Spino. Now, some people were telling me after the fact that I should have just froze this. I could have saved the Alpaca trigger. But honestly, he's at 3 life. He's also elking. I'm at 5. I already have a Mantis. I already have a level 2 Spino. Do I really need to greed that much harder? How about we just have level 2 Spino, level 1 Spino on turn 9 with Mantis level 2 Anteater? And I would say that this is almost impossible to beat. I honestly don't know any pack 3 player that could beat this board. Like, they would have to do the exact same thing, and even then it's up in the air because I have level 2 Anteater. So we're just going to eat the Cassowary here. Cassowary is, like, so fucking bad. Like, it's crazy how bad it is. Let me see. So, friend gain Strawberry, gain +1 health, also gain +1 attack until end of battle. It just, oh god, it just don't work, man. So I end up eating it with the Mantis, which is perfectly fine. I get, like, plus a lot of stats, +6, +9 or something. Nice. Turn 10 here, I'm able to just greed out a Blobfish. Might as well give it to my Spino. And cotton candy is one of my favorite foods that they have now. Give 1 pet from the current shop tier or higher, +3 attack, +2 health, which is just absolutely incredible. Again, trying to get that over the 7 health threshold. And his level ups were not nearly as good. He levels up into double real Velociraptor with essentially no support. He's got a Capybara here, level 3, that can sell for 10, but like I'm so far ahead at this point, like it's unreal. Yep. We're going to have double level 2 Spino on turn 11. I even have a chocolate here. Gonna try to level it up some more into another Spino. So I could have ran 3 Spinos, would rather have an Anteater here. And so we're just gonna try to go for a level 3 Spino. Now I'm freezing Pelican. You might think that's a little bit weird. I'm also positioning it wrong. So start of battle, swallow 1 Strawberry Friend ahead and turn it into a Salmon on feint. So Anteater is behind. I can't even swallow it. But there was a glitch throughout this whole tournament that some people took advantage of. And you would say that I'm taking advantage of it here, but not really, since, like, there's no way he's going to beat me. I can swallow his Strawberry Friend, which is really funny. So I swallow his. He doesn't get the Mammoth. He gets nothing at all. And I get to take it and use it as my own. And, like, God, that's an egregious high roll that no one's ever beating. So I'm able to beat Tangle here. And then who do we have? I think after Tangle, I had to go against Agent Core, which he had beaten a lot of people. I think he beat Knob even. Again here, so like same thing. I went for level 3 Cell, with Tempo. I didn't even get Elk, but I just used, essentially a Sea Urchin, a level 3 Sea Urchin, and I was able to win by turn 9. And then look what we have here into turn 11. Looks like a lot of Spinos. So let's go into this game. It was against Agent Core. He's on Hello Eggy's account. Let's skip forward a bit here. So here I actually do use Sparrow with Strawberry. I think it's really, really good to like maintain life if you aren't doing the seaweed play. So again, using Capybaras to just, I mean, hard roll. Essentially, like, a lot of games are hard rolling. There's not a lot that you're looking for because they're clearly pets that are just significantly better. This is nice, though, because I have a Melon on turn 6. I've got double Anteater. It's just looking pretty solid for me. However, Agent Core's team is really scary because of this guy, this guy, this guy. So Hawk is just super strong. He's essentially doing the same thing, level 3 Cell Pet with Seaweed. But he's got the other really good scaling option, which is Siamese and Cardinal. So Siamese, start of turn, remove 1 discounted food to give adjacent pets +1/+2. And with Cardinal, start of turn, stock 1 copy of the nearest perk ahead and discounted by 1 gold. Essentially, if your Cardinal is higher attack, it stocks the copy, and then Siamese immediately removes it and gives the stats to Hawk and Cardinal. So this is a really, really good way to scale in the early game. Siamese is a tier 4, Cardinal's a tier 3, so it's definitely something you can do. Honestly, I never was able to even use Siamese. Like, it seems so good, I just could never use it. And it was so sad because it was like, I wanted to try it, I just couldn't. I see Hawk here. I know I gotta take that. Like, I was essentially playing like old pack 3 with barely any of the new pets. I was using Clownfish quite a bit more. This unit's kind of OP too. Friendly Pets was, so it's all pets. So you could have every pet with Strawberry, and all of them are essentially going to have a baby melon. It's so good. I use that pet quite often. So again, hard rolling here. I'm looking for Cappy. I actually don't freeze Mantis because, I mean, if you don't hit Spino on turn 9, you're kind of shit out of luck. Now he's got double Hawk and he's scaling, so it's starting to look really scary for me. So even if I do hit Spino, it's going to be really, really rough. But I do something that people aren't really thinking about, and we'll see it here in a second. So I just, of course, I'm setting up for my turn 9 Lotto, got my double Hawk, got Capybara. Let's skip through here because all I do is hard roll. Most of my games were just hard rolling, looking for stuff. And now he's got his Hawk level up too. If I can tie here, that'd be incredible. I'm not able to, so I'm down to 2 life, so it's looking really, really scary for me. I'm able to level up. We get a couple of good things here. I get 3 level ups, actually. I didn't see that Anteater. But boom, double Spino, Sabertooth, Orca. Like, that's incredible. And then being able to sell your Cappy to give everything 2/2 is just incredible there. Sell my Marmoset, I'm not going to need it. Yeah, we're going to double Spino here. Sabertooth. I think Sabertooth is slightly better than Orca. Getting a Mammoth, I mean, like, it's just always better because if you had Orca, wouldn't you always want Mammoth out of it? So if you have Sabertooth, you always get Mammoth. It's just like better Orca. Lightmare had to explain that to me, and I was like, you know what? You're definitely spitting facts right now. So it's a bit scary. I have 2 Spinos, though. He only has 1 Hawk, I'm assuming. Yeah. And he ends up putting it up front, which is a huge blunder. I guess he didn't expect me to get double Spino turn 9. And I get the Mammoth, and, like, I'm just going to have so much scaling here. Again, double Anteater, or level 2 Anteater is just so many stats. Now it's a bit scary, though. He knows I have double Spino. He's got the Hawk. He can easily kill them. But I'm just going to level up my Spino. And guess what I level it into? Another Spino. So now, and now this was the biggest brain part that I had to do. I was hard rolling for Pepper here, hoping to get it. And I really didn't know where to place my Spinos. I was very worried because I was like, if he's got the Hawk, I want to say that he's just going to put it in the back, right? So I'm going to put this one here. This one always dies. It doesn't matter. It's the level 1. And if he somehow gets another Hawk and puts them both here, then this one will at least be at 8 health. And it's just, I mean, absolutely massive Giga Brain. He gets another Hawk, and I positioned perfectly around it for my Spino to not die. And that's just a free win for me. Again, level 2 Anteater is just going to clean house. Now he's down to 1. All I have to do is scam around, which basically means I want Pepper as badly as possible. If I get Pepper, I instantly win, because then he can't kill it. Or I could just get 3 Spinos with level 2 Sabertooth. So my thought process now is I can have this level 2 Spino here. He's going to have 2 Hawks in the back, kills both these Spinos. And then once Sabertooth dies, I get 2 Mammoths out of it and just go absolute apeshit. Instead, he opts to just, like, not worry about it at all. Put Hawk second to get a Mimic Octopus, which actually does make a lot of sense. But by this point, I'm about to, like, I'm scaling super hard here. Like, look at all this scaling. 1421 Mammoth here, turn 11. The Mimic Octopus just ain't gonna be enough. And I'm going to win the round with this egregious team on turn 11. And then I had to go against Anon, I believe it was. Anon was really, really powerful. He was playing, like, out of his mind. In this game, he had, like, one of the most insane high rolls. Like, if we go to turn 5, when I saw his turn 5, my jaw dropped because I was like, how is that even possible? Look at this turn 5. He has Leech, he has level 2 Tuna, and Praying Mantis, and Anteater. Turn 5. I essentially resigned myself from this game. I was like, there's no fucking way I'm winning. Again, I'm doing the level 3 mouse with Sparrow and Strawberry. I am able to win the round, but I mean, like, looking at his team, there ain't a whole lot of hope. I am actually able to take it to turn 14 with him having that and doing what I tried to do most of the time. Look, he's got a 50-50 Mimic Octopus from the Mantis that he had. He's got a level 2.66 Spino. His team's just insane, and I'm just hanging on by the skin of my teeth. He's got 5 life. Like, what am I supposed to do? Go for a level 2 Pug with Sabertooth, Alpaca. Basically the only thing that I could try to do. Mimic Octopus is just going to wreck my cheeks, though. And it's not going to be enough. It was a valiant effort by me. He's got another Mimic Octopus even. So GG to Anon there. And then, what do I do next? I think, yeah, and then I'm able to get Mantis and do this again. I have the level 2 Pug Sabertooth with level 2 Alpaca. It just works, and then I essentially did the same thing next game. And then we're on to finals. So the finals is between me and Monkey, and since I was a part of the losers bracket, I had to beat Monkey not once, but twice. So in 2 best of 3s, I had to beat Monkey, and Monkey was not on his A game. Like, I want to say that I played, like, super well in all of these games. None of them were, like, egregious high rolls like I had. Like, you could only high roll for so long, I feel like. So it all just came down to playing really well. I ended up going Shoebill here. Didn't really use Shoebill a lot of games. I liked the more tempo Spino Mantis lines or the full greed, if I could. Actually went Fairy Armadillo in this one. Let's look at this one. So this was a part of our first set. I had never used Fairy Armadillo, so this was the first time. And I was like, I think I could make it work. We end up going level 3 Pheasant, which is pretty decent. I go up into probably some of the worst tier 4 level ups you can get. Tier 4s have really, really strong stuff. Siamese, Clownfish, Hawk, Praying Mantis, Sparrow, Elk. Like, there's so many good things, and I hit absolute shit. So I decide, you know what? Let's go Fairy Armadillo. It's my first time using it. Might as well. And Fairy Armadillo is pretty interesting. It's super weird, though. Hurt 2 times, if still standing, gain permanent +3 health, and transform into a ball, which is not intuitive at all. What the fuck does that even mean? Fairy Armadillo is also like a win more pet. If you have Leech on your team, it's like super easy to get it to hurt 1 more time. If you don't have Leech, though, it's a little bit tougher. You kind of have to position really well around this getting 2 hits. But once you're able to get the 2 hits on it, you kind of just are always able to get 2 hits. So here's the ball, take 1 less damage. It essentially has like a baby garlic. So now when we come into it, has 3 extra health. And now that it has 3 extra health, I mean, you're basically always going to be able to keep triggering its ability. And with level 2 in battle, you get the extra 6 permanent health, which is really, really nice. So I ended up going Pug quite a bit. I actually used Okapi like really, really often. Since you're hard rolling so much, it just made sense to keep using it. And it's great tempo. Again, using a level 3 tier 1. He tries to go Siamese, and I think my tempo option is just so much better. Yeah, keep hitting with the Fairy Armadillo. We have Elk here, but I don't have a Cell Pet, so I'm not going to use it. Oh my god, and then Cotton Candying the Fairy Armadillo feels so good. I was like, damn, all I want to do is buy Cotton Candy, so I'm like hard rolling for it. We're only able to buy 1, but even if I can freeze 1, baby, I'ma do it. I'ma do it. There it is. Yeah, Cotton Candy's so good. So that felt really good with Fairy Armadillo, especially since this gives higher attack. It just makes sense. He ends up going Swordfish, which was really cool. Try to hit my Fairy Armadillo, make sure it doesn't get any more stats, but I'm still able to do it. And I'm just going to keep buying Cotton Candy. One thing Monkey told me is that in a lot of games, he just scammed with, like, Ibex. So Ibex, enemy hurt or pushed, remove 70% health from it, works 1 time per turn, and he would use this with Caramel. Combine friendly caramels to deal 3 damage to each of the most healthy enemy once. So essentially, like, he would tempo, and then just if they had like a really good build, he would just Ibex Caramel. I never did that a single time. I don't even think I bought Caramel a single time. So it was really interesting that he said that he did it quite a bit, and it just didn't fucking work on me. Like, I just kept tempoing, and it didn't matter. So yeah, here he's doing this. I'm able to actually get the level 2 trigger on Fairy Armadillo. Now at level 2, it takes 2 less damage. Always has garlic. Get the 6 extra health. Swordfish is always going to hit it too, so I'm like not worried about it at all. I level up into Spino. You know me. And at this point, like, I'm just looking real good here. I see an Anteater, turn 9 Anteater. I'd fucking eat that shit up, dude. Nothing else I really want. I think fine for the Pheasant. Oh, now I probably should have sold Pheasant for Mantis there. I think on turn 9 with 5 life and a Spino, there's no reason not to go Mantis. So I think that was a little bit of a mistake. Yeah, and here, like, look at that. I'm able to honestly, I don't know. The Urchin felt really good against his team. Make sure everything gets down to 1 health, and then Anteater with it. Swordfish keeps hitting this, though, and it essentially is going to make my Fairy Armadillo useless. Again, another Praying Mantis I could have used. Don't really know what I'm looking for. Like, sometimes I was just like, I don't know what I'm looking for. Pepper, that looks good. I think spamming Pepper is just, like, really, really insane. This scaling that he has just seems so bad. So he had, what's it called? He had Siamese for a while. He has Orangutan, which is now a tier 3. I don't know. I used Orangutan and it always felt really useless. But here is where the scam starts. So he's able to have Ibex Swordfish, which is pretty cool. He denies all the value I get from my Fairy Armadillo. And now he's sort of just stacking up attack with Piranha and Swordfish. I kind of like it, but me at 5 life, I just don't know how he's going to be able to hold up if I just spam peppers on everything. Yeah, I ended up buying a hot dog. I don't know why I bought a hot dog. I thought it was kind of cool. You know I'm going to get Sabertooth in here. Alpaca looks really, really enticing as well. So I'm going to freeze that. Cotton Candy. Probably hit a Cotton Candy on Sabertooth. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and I'm going to switch to level 2 Sabertooth. 2 Mammoths is just, oh god, cash money, dude. So yeah, he's going to do the same thing here. He's always denying the Fairy Armadillo. That's why I put it further back. I was hoping that that it would be high enough health. But with all of the stuff that he gets, it just isn't. The Piranha really puts in work. So, yeah, Piranha is still, like, insanely good. Really, really like it. We got a Baguette here. So I figured with Baguette, we haven't looked at this at all. Remove the frontmost enemy perk once. And I figured if I could remove a pepper off of something, I could just clown all over him. Because right now he's relying so heavily on the peppers that he has with the Piranha. He ends up breaking his pepper to try to get scaling with Leech. But look at that. I remove it. And at this point, I can sort of just go crazy. Yep, I'm able to break the pepper. And boom. We get our first dub against Monkey. Yeah, he told me after the fact that he was not playing very well. And I was just on fire. And then the next 2 games, like, I just tempo him out. Turn 9, turn 10, I go Leech Triceratops in both of them, and he just doesn't stand a chance. And that makes me the winner of the tourney. We go here and look at it. So let's look at my path. I start off here against Edub. I beat Edub. We go against Nob. Nob absolutely clowns on me. We had some really good games, though. And then I move into loser's bracket. My first game is against Dune. And Dune did pretty well. Honestly, I think he did, like, when I played against Dune, I would say that I had a harder time facing Dune than I did Monkey. So, we'll just put it that way. Then after Dune, I go against Fluffo, and I was hard reading Fluffo with, like, hawks and whatnot. I also went with, like, a crazy elk game. Actually, I kind of want to look at that if it was in here. I was using Shoebill, so I had to use Shoebill in, oh, sorry, it was this game. This game was actually pretty scary because I thought that I like totally fucked it up. We get a turn 5. I have a level 3 mouse with elk, which is basically perfect. And if we go to turn 10 here, we can see that I have a mouse that sells for 24. He's got a really good team too for this is like a turn 9 team. And I'm a little frightened because like all I do is roll and I'm like, if I don't hit Spino, like what do I do? I accidentally max out on gold even, which is kind of crazy. Like you don't think about that often. I end up buying Pelican too because I was like, I'm gonna eat my own jellyfish, but I should have just eaten his strawberry pets. I don't even know why I was trying to eat my own. Like it made no sense. Go here and I level up into real Velociraptor, which is all right. Piranha here is good too. I ended up going real Velociraptor because I wanted to get fake Velociraptor. Fake Velociraptor is like absolutely nuts with this. We find some pepper. This turn was just kind of bad though. Like it was good because I get like insane scaling with Shoebill, but at the same time, it's not good because I did this whole pelican deal. Yeah, like if I don't eat jellyfish and I just eat his leech, I win like 100% of the time. Here he is, level 2 Velociraptor on turn 10, which is really, really scary for me. And I actually end up losing this turn when I had over 30 gold to work with. And I was like, man, I cannot believe I just fucked that up. But then, you know what comes out is that damn hawk, baby. 7 damage, I kill Velociraptor, and his team is like worthless at that point. And all I have to do is scale up. I don't even know what I'm looking for. Oh, I do know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for Velociraptor. Getting a strawberry jam always feels good. I'm scared. I'm a little scared that he might get Pelican, but honestly, not that scared. I ended up going double hawk because I don't know exactly where his Velociraptor is going to be. And I end up killing both the real and the fake one. And I'm able to clean up with a big jellyfish. And at this point, I have really good scaling. And every turn, he's got to try to play around this and find pepper. So it's going to be a little difficult, I would say. And I'm just going to fast forward here a little bit. We level up. I get my real Velociraptor, which is very nice. And so I was like, okay, I hit both of these here. There's a real world where he puts Velociraptor in the 3rd position. Just because it's like, why would you put your hawk in the 3rd position, right? And he ends up putting it in the 3rd position, and I'm able to kill it, and we easily win this turn again. He told me after this game that he was malding because he couldn't find a pepper, and I kept hard reading the position. So here we get another one. I end up throwing another strawberry on. I don't even know why. We get the level 2 real Velociraptor, which is big money. And I'm like, well, I'll put it in the 2nd position because I'm like, well, he's not going to put it in the 3rd position again, right? He did actually put it in the 3rd position again, but I get to kill the real Velociraptor. So that's still pretty good for me. And by this point, I've scaled up so much that it's kind of hard for him to deal with. And then I'm assuming that he's still looking for peppers. I mean, I'm sort of looking for peppers too. I'm going to buy a 1 gold strawberry jam, though. No point not to. Trying to hit level 2 real Velociraptor so I can just hit more fake Velociraptor triggers. Dude, these two being named Velociraptor is fucked. I end up going with the back on Hawk because I'm like, he's not going to put it in the 3rd position again. Like, that'd be insane, right? And then he puts it in the back. And at that point, it's just all fucking over. But GG's to Fluffo. GG's to everyone. I want to say I just played, like, out of my mind. So I beat Fluffo, and then we went on to Tangle. Tangle, I had a really hard time playing against. Before the tourney even started, he was theory crafting with everyone on, like, what the best, like, thing to do was. Going for elk and whatnot, Sabertooth, and I just took everything that he said and I applied it into my games and I beat him with it, so that was really cool. Into Agent Core, into Anon, and then have to beat Monkey twice in a row. Anon was really hard to beat as well, but overall, I can't believe we did it. I won a whole $20, baby. So exciting. This is the first tournament I've won, I think ever for Super Auto Pets. So that was pretty exciting. I get top 4 and top 8 a lot, but it's really hard to eke out in there. Like I just didn't think I was gonna do it, especially the first time playing the pack. Like it was tough. But yeah, super exciting stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Politely smack that like button's ass on your way out. And you know what? Have a wonderful day.